My name is Ricardo Rueda. I'm an obstetrician gynecologist with subspecialty in reproductive medicine. And I'm one of the co-founders of Reprotech that opened the doors 30 years ago. Reprotech is the biggest fertility clinic in Colombia. We have 4 different centers, one in Bogota, one in Cartagena, one in the coffee growing region in Pereira, and one on the west coast of the country in Cali. Ever since Reprotech opened its doors in 1994 exactly, we had in mind that we should provide a AAA service. The AAA is availability, accountability, and accuracy. And those principles in our mission have remained over the past 30 years. And when we come to talk where artificial intelligence fits into those principles, in each one of them fits perfectly all right. Before we had the opportunity to meet AIinHealthcare expert, we were facing many challenges. Especially, we were told by many international colleagues as well as patients that we were a best kept secret that should be shown to the world, should be exposed. Our results, our technology, the training of our both physicians, lab staff and nurses, that we were not able to expose enough or to be widely known. And once we got in contact with the people of AIinHealthcare expert, we definitely saw the difference. We've been working, for instance, for the past 2.5 months. What AI is doing for us is we have a tremendous objective numbers to work with and have had exposure not only to the local patients in Colombia, but to international patients all over the world, in the United States, in Canada, in Europe, in Asia, are able to contact us with that one very important advantage. Before, we were having information for patients with people answering in 1 or 2 languages, the phone between Monday to Friday, from 7 o'clock in the morning to 5 p.m. in the afternoon, office hours. And now, with the aid of AIinHealthcare expert, we have availability 24/7 in many different languages from Monday to Monday or Sunday to Sunday, 24/7. And that makes a real difference because availability, one of our main A's, is right there, landed perfectly well with one of our biggest needs. Then comes accountability and accuracy. And the service of AIinHealthcare expert, it fits perfectly all right there because it gives very reliable information. And when our artificial intelligence system finds that the patient needs to talk to one of our real-life consultants and so on, immediately directs that phone call to one of us and prioritizes. The prioritization is something which is extremely important, and before we were having difficulties with this. Now this is pretty much solved. The fact that we choose AIinHealthcare expert as our consultants in artificial intelligence and deep learning is very simple. They provide us a tailor-made service according to our needs. They not only helped us consulting, identifying our strengths and our weaknesses in the system in order to be known in the world, but they also provided us very effective platforms for the North American population. For instance, the use of platforms like WhatsApp is not so popular in North America like compared with other parts of the world, but it has made a tailor-made service in order to see what the population is using, what is more widely available what are the potential consumers more familiar with, and that is probably one of the biggest strengths. The other aspect is that it allows us to evaluate in real time what are the results of this strategy in terms of new consultations, where does those consultations come from, in order to give us the possibility and very important tools to how to handle our strategies for the future. Definitely a tailor-made service for the clinic with help in identifying where the weaknesses are and where the strengths are in order to plan for the strategy is probably why captured our attention in AIinHealthcare as the most valuable tool for our purposes. One of the beauties of AIinHealthcare is that it goes along and synergizes with our strategy of a patient-centered care or patient-centered experience. To explain that is artificial intelligence can be as distant or as close to the person and to their emotional needs, which are very individual. And in fertility practices, we do understand that the emotional needs are the biggest slice of the pie. And a compassionate and empathic initial approach when the patient first gets in contact with us is tremendously important. An AI care expert has made a tremendous effort in order to have this empathic and compassionate approach, and in order to also to evaluate from the AI and algorithms point of view in what point of emotional needs an individual couple is, in order to direct this patient to a consultant that provides or complements this emotional need. So this is one of the things that really captured our attention, and that we essentially fell in love with this product of AIinHealthcare, because it is centered in that particular point, not only to be available, to be visible, but to be accountable and to be accurate, but also in capital letters, quotes, underline, compassionate, personalized care. Artificial intelligence is here to stay, to remain, and to be every time more and more and more robust, and understanding what the role of artificial intelligence in our daily life, in our daily practice, is extremely important. Not only for the financial and marketing point of view to make the fertility quote-unquote business viable, but also to understand many other aspects in our daily practice. AI can be helpful in clinical decisions. AI can be very helpful in laboratory daily work, not only for egg identification and viability and embryo selection and so on and so forth, but to make the work of the lab much more efficient, and to have our embryologists concentrated in many other very important aspects. They spend a lot of time doing things that AI does in absolutely seconds, with a tremendous amount of data that gives us very reliable information to be used in both in the clinical daily life and in the lab. It gives you a very well-rounded, comprehensive experience, both for the administrative teams, for the clinicians, for the lab people, and even for coordination for the nurses to concentrate where exactly the biggest challenges are for a clinic, and identifying those make our work much more efficient, much more personalized, and that at the end it will result in much better results. So AIinHealthcare, I do recommend it very strongly to my colleagues. Is something, if you have not entered the world of artificial intelligence and deep learning, I strongly suggest to get in contact with this team led by Dr. Alon Bender, who really makes a real effort to understand each individual practice and to do a tailor-made product according to your individual needs. As we attend the most important international meetings in reproductive medicine, both in North America and Europe, we see that artificial intelligence is taking much more of the scientific programs to make us conscious of the importance of having this tool in our daily life. I started to read years ago artificial intelligence for dummies to understand what was this about, and as I have progressed with time and being exposed to meetings and see all the new publications that come every minute with the use of artificial intelligence in our practice, I've become much more familiar. And of all the products that we have seen in the market, that we have seen around, it is a company, AIinHealthcare Expert, it gives us a very personalized and again tailor-made program for our practice. This is a completely different world. In my generation, I never imagined that we were going to immerse so deeply in this technology, but we see every day the need and the value of getting familiar and getting involved in artificial intelligence and deep learning.